welcome to the news at 6 on Human Rights Radio, 101.1 FM, Abuja. I am Inyene Ibanga, and here are the headlines. Federation Account Allocation Committee shares 647 billion naira to 3 tiers of government. Federal government declares Friday and Monday as public holidays for Easter celebration. On the foreign scene, South African estate agent Vicky Momberg jailed for racist abuse. And in sports, reactions still follow Super Eagles' outing against Serbia on Tuesday. Stay tuned as we return with details of the news. The Federation Accounts Allocation Committee has suspended the revenue crisis that made it impossible to share the statutory allocation on Tuesday to pave way for the disbursement of funds to the 3 tiers of government. The meeting had ended in a deadlock on Tuesday following disagreement about the revenue figures remitted into the Federation account by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation for sharing by the 3 tiers of government. The Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun's intervention is said to have paved the way for the meeting to hold on Wednesday. At the reconvened meeting today, the committee distributed the sum of 647.39 billion naira to the 3 tiers of government. Out of this amount, the federal government received 270.8 billion naira, the states got 173.75 billion, and the 774 local government councils were allocated a total amount of 130.9 billion naira. Meanwhile, reactions are still trailing the letter by the Finance Minister Kemi Adeosun to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission Chairman Ibrahim Magu. The minister had in the letter said there are recovery figures in the media by the Commission which did not correspond with the records of the ministry. This is based on cash assets and recoveries in the custody of the EFCC from May 2015 till date. Expressing concern, some people said the federal government must ensure monies recovered from looters are not relooted.
We should have projects across the country as a mark of fighting corruption that this project or this particular thing is actually executed by money recovered from looted funds. You should have some number tags such that when Nigerians go on the website of EFCC, you type this serial number, you'll be able to know some of the persons who are involved or institutions who are involved in this crime or particular money that has been used. We must apply history to the fight against corruption. We must apply standards to it such that Nigerians are able to connect with it directly out of vindictiveness, some of them because of political witch hunting. But when you really want to fight corruption, is to open up the whole process, open up the whole country to Nigerians and let Nigerians be the one fighting corruption such that there will be no hiding place for corruption.
You cannot ask dog to watch the meat you keep on the fire because that meat will go missing. First of all, you must ensure that the person you are putting to do some certain job are credible. Once you put somebody that is not credible, we'll keep having these stories often and again. And except government brace up, do the right thing, we will continue to hear this.
A lot of things they can do, but the major thing is sincerity. If they are sincere, there are projects ongoing, they need to pay for them. There are agencies that are still owing, so you can use part of it for bailout, you can use part of it for capital project, you can use some of it again to offset all our debts. In the interim, it will help move the economy forward.
The minister had said the letter aimed at improving controls over the recovered funds. She said there is no ulterior motive but to enable the reconciliation and harmonization of the figures on recovered funds by the government. Nigerians have asked President Muhammadu Buhari to keep his word on conducting credible, free and fair election in 2019. Buhari on Tuesday assured Nigerians and the United Nations that his administration will ensure that the 2019 general election is credible, free and fair.
What we want to hear from Mr. President is that if my party should lose election, I will be a good sportsman to the extent that I will be able to call the winner and congratulate the winner that I'm ready to lose elections if Nigerians decide that I'm no longer the one. Jonathan said his election is not worth the blood of any Nigerian. We want President Buhari to reverse what he said a few years ago when he said the election was not free and fair, the dog and baboon will soak in blood. We want to hear a positive comment from him. It goes beyond saying there will be free and fair election. If you lose, what are you going to do? Because you have made certain statements that give room for serious concern. So we'll be hoping that he will go beyond that and tell Nigerians that he's ready to congratulate the winner of the election in case he does not win it.
Politicians are power mongers, and if they don't have it, they do anything in their power. PDP will say they would ensure fair and fair. APC will say that. But how credible is the INEC? If they are credible, they will be independent. Are they independent? Federal government is funding them, so there is high tendency they would try and control them. So there is nothing like free and fair election. We've seen it in America. People came out and said, oh, there's involvement in Russia. And you keep seeing this thing all over the world because electoral bodies are not independent. So you come and say there will be free and fair. That's what you want us to hear, but that's not the truth. There won't be any free and fair election until the umpire is unbiased.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says it may end up having up to 80 political parties for the 2019 general election. INEC's chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, in Abuja, said the commission has received over 100 additional applications for new political parties, while 9 had met the criteria. He added that the introduction of the Continuous Voter Registration, CVR, has increased voter registration and gave the assurance that the 2019 elections will be better than that of 2015. The federal government has declared Friday, 30th March and Monday, 2nd April 2018 as public holidays to mark the Good Friday and Easter Monday. Minister of Interior Abdulrahman Dambazau made the declaration on behalf of the federal government in a statement in Abuja. Dambazau enjoined Christian faithful and Nigerians in general to employ the spirit of Easter, which include love, peace, and sacrifice, in contributing to unity and peaceful coexistence among Nigerians. He also urged Nigerians to remain supportive of the government of President Muhammadu Buhari in his efforts towards building a peaceful, united, and prosperous nation. The Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, has set up over 200 mobile courts nationwide to prosecute traffic law offenders during the special Easter Patrol operation. The exercise, according to the Corps Public Education Officer, BC Kazim, is scheduled to run from Wednesday to April 3. Kazim told newsmen in Abuja on Monday that the special operation was aimed at drastic reduction in road traffic accident and attendant death, among other things. He said this was in anticipation of the public holiday to be declared by the federal government, which he said will likely cause an increase in vehicular movement across the nation's highways. Corps Public Education Officer of the FRSC, BC Kazim, had told our correspondent that simply observing road rules can save millions of lives.
If you are a driver, please be careful. Maintain all the rules and regulations. Don't drink and drive. Do not overtake anyhow. Do not use your phone while driving. Use your seatbelt always. Do not overload your vehicles.
The rate of crashes on our Nigerian roads are very alarming, and we need to change our attitude. Most of these roads, we've been plying them, we know them. And this vehicle that we drive, it's not something that we want to test our driving proficiency and say we want to end the speed. Speed thrills, but it kills. So for you to abide by safety regulations, there are specific speed for different categories of vehicles. For commercial vehicles, especially the buses, they shouldn't go above 90. And for small cars, they should not even go above 100. If you stay by the regulated speed limit, I'm sure the rate of crashes will reduce.
The need for the federal government to be sincere in tackling the issues of farmers-herders clash that have led to the death of many has been stressed again. This is coming as Nigerians say, despite perceived efforts by the federal government, the killings have continued.
I heard something from a past leader of this country, Abacha to be precise. He said when terrorism exceeds a certain period of time, like a week or so, the government has a hand in it. We should just be sincere with ourselves. That is the only way all these things will stop. Government should do the right thing at the right time. If you had created ranches long before now, it shouldn't be a matter where in Nigeria of how many years we are discussing things like ranches. Then we are not ready to move on. It shouldn't be. We should be talking about building aircraft. We should be talking about living in the moon like any other advanced country. But we are still talking about killing things we would have taken care of in the past. Government know what to do and how to do it, when to do it. Hope they do the right thing at the right time.
Population of Nigerians is growing, the competition for land is increasing, resources are getting depleted. In the next few years to come, the Fulani herdsmen will be begging Nigerians for land. They will be begging to ranch their cows. Such opportunity will not come. So I just want them not to grandstand and not to think that Nigerians hate them. For them to know that the only solution is for them to ranch their cattle, that there is not going to be opportunity in future for them to move their cattle from one location to the other. And no life of any living Nigerian is better than the life of any Nigerian that has been killed. Life is very precious. And when the leadership are able to understand that there is no seniority in terms of life, it is a precious gift that God has given to mankind. And it's our responsibility as a people, as a nation, to protect the lives of Nigerians. And that's exactly what we must do. That is why we don't have to play political correctness with lives.
The Southeast people that are agitating for self-rule, they don't carry arms, they have never killed anybody, you declare them terrorists. And the people that are killing people on a daily basis, you say they are charitable organizations. So who is fooling who? These people are the agents of government. Government know what they are doing. Until they come out to do the right thing, call a spade, we'll continue to have all this.
Operation Cat Race has been launched by the military to tackle the farmers-headers clashes around the country. The operation comprises the military, police, Directorate of State, Department of State's Security Services, as well as men and officers of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. Following the escape of 6 suspects from custody earlier this morning, the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, has ordered the immediate removal of Kogi State Commissioner of Police, Ali Janga. He also redeployed the commander, Federal Special Anti-Robbery Squad in the state, and others implicated in the escape. A statement by the police spokesman, Jimo Moshood, explained that the policemen are all facing serious disciplinary action. The police on Wednesday said suspects on the alleged gun-running case against the chairman, Senate Committee on FCT, Senator Dino Melaye, have escaped from police custody in Kogi State. The suspects were alleged to have been sponsored by Melaye for political thuggery ahead of the 2019 general election in Kogi State. Meanwhile, Senator Melaye has threatened to sue the police inspector general over the reported escape, saying the police had either released the suspects or killed them. The news at 6 will continue after the break. Stay with us. You're welcome back to the news at 6 on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. We now go to the foreign scene. A former estate agent in South Africa has been jailed for racist abuse in what has been called a landmark ruling. A court jailed Vicky Momberg for 3 years with 1 year suspended for using a derogatory word against a black police officer 48 times. Her lawyer said she was not in a normal state at the time, as she had just been the victim of a smash and grab robbery. Racism remains a major issue in South Africa, almost 24 years after white minority rule ended. Momberg was convicted of 4 counts of crime and injuria after her racist rant was caught on video and went viral on social media. Handing down her ruling, Magistrate Pravina Raghunandan said, "Some may think the sentence was harsh, but it was intended to signal that racism will not be tolerated in South Africa." We now go to sports, where a former chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on Sports, Godfrey Geya, says it is too late for Super Eagles coach Gernot Rohr to be experimenting with players. Gaya, who spoke on Wednesday in Abuja on the Super Eagles' 0-2 loss to Serbia in London, said time was too short for the coach to be doing that. The 0-2 loss was in a friendly match which was part of the team's preparations ahead of the World Cup scheduled for June. Gaya advised the team to retain its earlier squad of players used during the World Cup qualifiers. Gaya said the tournament is in just over 2 months, hence the need for the coach to concentrate more on building and not experimenting. And that's the news, but before we go, let's bring you a reminder of our major stories. Federation Account Allocation Committee shares 647 billion naira to 3 tiers of government. The federal government declares Friday and Monday as public holidays for Easter celebration. On the foreign scene, South African estate agent Vicky Momberg jailed for racist abuse. And in sports, reaction still follows Super Eagles' outing against Serbia on Tuesday. And that's the news at 6 on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM, Abuja. I am Inyene Ibanga saying good evening and thanks for staying with us.
Okay, guys, welcome once again, sport fans, wherever you are listening to the sound of my voice. Good evening once again, and a warm welcome to another great evening in the nation's capital. It is the amazing time that we'll look into sports stories, always ever trending in ever busy world of the biggest, the most intriguing, the right sector, the place to invest in sport. And of course, it is 24 minutes now, gone past 6. And like you know, it is the 28th day of March 2018. Countdown already to April 29th, 30th, 31st, just about 3.5 days before the end of March, and April so close to resuming. January gone, February gone, March on the verge of leaving as well, and potential April already showing some glimpse to come. And of course, it is that time you start to make things happen. No to procrastination, yes to implementation, no to not doing things, yes to making things happen. And of course, my name is Praise Alonga. This is Human Rights Radio 101.1 from the nation's capital. We are into the business of ever redefining broadcasting, and this is the Stadium Sports Show. I do this not alone. I've got my partner, my co-anchor, my co-presenter, my co-analyst as well. Happy Mary. Once again, good evening and welcome to the show this evening.
Good evening, Praise.
How was the day? Of course, mine was great. But hey, you said it's beautiful. Let's just have a flashback to what happened last night. A lot of Nigerians couldn't sleep well because
I'm telling you,
the Super Eagles of Nigeria failed to soar against
not even one goal
against Serbia.
Yes, as in it was sad, but I just have to, get up and be out again.
But do you think there's a lesson for us, really, after the outcome of that game last night?
Yes. It's a very, very, very interesting lesson. It's trying to tell us that, hey, we need to sit up. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be just have it. You can't just go and take it. You have to work for it. So it's a way of telling us, Nigerians, that our players are representing Nigeria, to sit up. This is not a joke.
They are not yet there.
They are not even close to being there.
Work in progress.
Yes, they are in a work in progress, but I still believe in my country.
Absolutely. And I also somehow believe in Kenneth Ross saying after the game against Poland that we've got to be humble and well lucky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank God he wasn't proud. He was like trying to tell us that the fact we won Poland, that doesn't mean we should be, we should start bragging or we should feel we've arrived. We should stay calm. We should be humble, and we shouldn't assume that we are there yet. So he is as if he knew ahead. He foresaw what was going to happen.
Okay, of course, I love that. I know a lot of Nigerians watch this game. And the report I gathered from friends that watched this game, there's one, synonymous word that everyone was using: our midfield. Compatibility, cohesion, a failure in delivering accurate passes, communication. The same problem we talked about against Poland.
Yes.
And saying, okay, when we play Serbia, let's look into this area and perhaps try to correct this anomaly, the problem we realized. But unfortunately, it's like we carried it over to the game against Serbia.
Yes, when we won Poland, we actually said it was by chance.
Yeah.
It was actually luck because of the penalty kick that, we got. But the same problem, I think our captain, Kenneth Ross, has to look into it. He has to, the coach.
Yeah, go on.
Coach. He has to look into this matter because if there is no communication, there cannot be growth.
And it's really affected the front
line.
You
understand?
We're not having adequate, sufficient
or could it just be
to the fore? Okay.
Or could it just be that they just came to camp and next thing they're having trials? They just got to camp like last week or so. Yeah. It's not been so long, so maybe they need more bonding time to be able to have more communication, because there are different people from different
different clubs.
Yes, different clubs, different managers managing them. So they are coming together under one umbrella to represent our country, Nigeria. So I think maybe they need more bonding time. I think that is going to be a great solution.
Okay,
you understand? They should spend more time together. They should work. They should understand each other better. Try to maybe, if possible, watch previous matches of each other to understand how they work. You understand how they, like now, okay, this is how this person passes. He's good with his left, he's good with his right, he's good at corner kicks. Just understand each other, study each other, how each other plays football, and know it. I think it will aid in communication on the field.
I agree with you, but let me also say this, that the time in camp is also the same time allotted for all other teams across the world. It's just an opportunity from the FIFA window to practice. But like you mentioned, we still need time to bond together. We have a game against DR Congo. That's going to be our next game. And after that game, and that will be in May, after that game, we will play against England also. And after the England's game, we will play against Czech Republic. So we've got 3 other friendly games to play before we start our game in the World Cup proper. So I believe Gennett Rohr and his own technical team and the players are aware of what is at stake ahead of the big one, which is going to be the Croatia game in the World Cup, the Iceland game, and also the Argentina. So these 3 games will decide when next, whether we will win the World Cup, as some people are already envisaging, people like you. But of course, I've got my reservation, like I said. But I would like a Nigerian to react to this. We've got also development from other sports, some massive stories, guys. But let's go on a very short break, okay, guys? We've not done that, okay? Let's go on a very, very short one. And when we return, it will be time to switch focus. We'll talk more about the Super Eagles of Nigeria and also the Nigerian Professional Football League, where 2 rescheduled games just came to an end. We'll talk about that. And also the Flying Eagles as well. They traveled to Egypt. They played 2 friendly games. The coach is speaking, not forgetting as well, from the home domestic scene, Ministry of Youth and Sport. There's been some development as well. And FIFA, most importantly. Okay, guys, now let's go on a break. When we return, the show as well, we continue. Please stay with us. It's still Human Rights Radio at 101.1.
No matter the stage, there's still room for greatness. No matter the stage, there's a bit of greatness in every man. There's power to rise, there's power to conquer, there's power inside, there's a gift of power in every man.
The greatest that we can be. We got power to thrive. We the champions make history. Keep the greatness
The world is the stage, and we are the players. Nothing that we fear, no. There's a drop of greatness in all of us.
Okay, guys, welcome back from that break. If you just joined us now, you are live on radio, and it is the Human Rights Radio 101.1 from Abuja. And of course, we are always into the business of redefining broadcasting. Now, the show you are listening to is the Stadium Sports Show, always live on air from the hour of 6:15 down till about 7. So please give us the next 30 minutes, okay? Maybe you're one of those that really don't love sport, you love fashion, you love entertainment and politics. Please give us your 30 minutes, okay? And we promise that it will be worthwhile. My name is Praise Alonga, and I've got my co-anchor in the studio, Happy Mary. Don't forget as well that we are live on YouTube. You can watch us live in any part of the world. And of course, I would love you to download our mobile app. Just go to Google Play Store, type Human Rights Radio 101.1. Of course, that will pop out. Just click the install button and it will get downloading on your phone. So with that, even while you're not in Abuja, you can listen to us in any part of the world. And guess what? We're also streaming live on Facebook, on Periscope as well. So we're everywhere on terrestrial, surely. Okay, let's start the show now. Not preamble before. Okay, let's start, and we are heading straight to one African nation. One big nation in Africa. It's actually the North African side, part of the Arabians. If you want to put this in check, they've been so passionate to host tournament. They hosted the Chan tournament in January, so I know you know what I mean. Morocco, because Morocco, they've come out again to show regards to hosting the 2026 World Cup. And now FIFA has opened up. Okay, before that, let me tell you that in a bid to host the 2026 FIFA World Cup, Morocco have told the World Football Governing Body that their low gun circulation makes them eligible to successfully host the tournament. Now, the North African Bid Committee has risen with FIFA to consider their bid because of safety in the country. The Moroccan Football Federation has submitted one of the two bids for the global event, competing with joint bid from the likes of Canada, Mexico, and United States of America. It has been confirmed that the 2026 World Cup finals will be the first to feature 48 teams, and the World Governing Body will announce the tournament host in June. There was a report from BBC that the Moroccan FA is making their 5th attempt to stage the event and have submitted 193-page document to FIFA highlighting why it is a showcase for the best of football. Okay, so now Morocco, let me come to you, Happy Mary. Morocco for the 5th time showing their intent, their strong intent, conscious intent, contagious intent to host 2026 World Cup. But the problem is this: they will face a huge rival from Canada who want to host, from Mexico who want to host, and United States of America. So now, how possible? Okay, let me put you on, on a spot on this. Your general assessment of this from Morocco, an African team trying to bid for 2026 World Cup. Is it a good development for African football, and most especially for the Moroccan Football Federation? Yes,
it's a very, very good development for African football. And I like the fact that, they are bringing it from, they are being specific, or rather they are being intentional. In maybe places like Canada, US, and the use of guns are kind of legal. Yes. So the safety, the security aspect of it is actually a little bit not, it's not guaranteed. Exactly. Yes, that's the word. It's not guaranteed. But the fact that, there's regulation on gun usage in Morocco and they're using that point as a selling point, I think is a very, very good marketing strategy. Yes, it's a good marketing strategy, actually. I like the point. I like where they are coming from.
I love that. And I love the point you raised. You raised another vital part in terms of security, because we will still talk about something, related to that when it comes to tournament. Now, since 1930, that the World Cup have started, it's only once that an African team hosted the World Cup, and that was 8 years ago, and that was in South Africa, thanks to late Nelson Mandela. You will never be forgotten, absolutely, because his impact, his effects on African having the World Cup was just magical. And that was, the moment we had an opportunity for an African side to host it. We've had this World Cup in different parts of the world, but never in Africa until 2010. And 8 years after then, Morocco is thinking of not hosting, now bidding for 2026. So if you're going to do the mathematics, that's going to be like, because 2026 to this time is a long time ago. I'm trying to look at where Praise will be 2026. Alive. It's a long time from now, but of course it's still time to be alive if God keep us alive to really witness, a great moment. Another good point is this: this is going to be the first time that we'll have more than 32 teams participate in the World Cup. Now it's going to be 48. That won't be massive. But I want to talk about the other side. We could be a problem for Morocco, and that is my fear, if they will get the chance, because beyond bidding, there's also the voting. And when voting comes up, it's going to be between the 209-member association under FIFA. So the Nigerian Football Federation, the Ghana Football Federation, the Moroccan Football, like that from Africa, the way you have it in the European world, the Asians, the Oceanians, and, the CONCACAF and the CONMEBOL. Now, beyond this, there's this thing that USA, Mexico, and Canada is bringing to the table. They want to come together as one. Remember,
I actually wanted to say, if we can come together as one, it's the possibility would be higher if we don't put grade.
But the point is this: Mexico, United States of America, and Canada. If you look at even the map, they are
majority.
Yes, they are in between the CONCACAF, the confederations of the Caribbean, the North African, the North American, and the Caribbean. I've forgotten the last one now, but I will try to remember that. They are in between that location, the Mexico, United States, and Canada. And that, for me, is a huge boost. Because if these three guys are coming together, who's going to beat? Meaning the Canadian will have their guys to themselves, the politics, the Mexico will have themselves to themselves, their people to themselves. USA, these three guys could just easily defeat, one body, in quote, Morocco. So
that's if they come together, right?
Right now, I think they are 95%. It's 95% sure that they will beat. They are bidding together. They are not bidding individually. They want to host it all together, the way we had the 2002 World Cup when South Korea, Japan, Korea actually hosted the World Cup. That co-hosting.
Oh.
No, having three countries close to themselves hosting it because of that 42 teams. With the 42 teams, you need more structures, more facilities.
True.
So I think this could just be an edge. It's my take for these guys to niche this away from Morocco. But I don't want to take anything away from Morocco. The fact that they've come out, with that statement of intent, I think for me it's a good one, and credit to that federation.
Yes, credit to them.
So when Nigeria go host World Cup?
My brother, now what's you?
No, but the truth is, it's a question really. When are we going to host World Cup?
When are we even going to bid?
Oh, I love that. Let's
for
take
World
it.
Cup.
Yes.
Let's bid first before we even think of hosting.
Okay,
let's bid first. When are we going to bid? And I believe before we bid, we have to have some facilities on ground. So when we bid, then we can now know where we will now.
So we should relate this to Ministry of Youth and Sport. From them.
Don't call anybody.
I will call name. Because if we are bidding now Human Rights Radio won't bid. Now we have body that will bid.
Yes.
But as a nation, like you said, I think it's a question we must ask. We know maybe now that can happen, but we call ourselves giants of Africa. If South Africa have hosted the World Cup,
why can't we
host the World Cup? Of course, there's so many reasons why that wouldn't happen, but we should question why we can't do it and perhaps make things happen so that, in nearest future, we will also be in the history book. Because beyond just hosting, the financial, the
industrialization, it will bring about more.
I don't want to go there. It's so massive. The industry is massive when you host such amazing tournament. Just Carnival in Calabar, you see development in some part.
And do you know Calabar is not a big town?
Of course, but
it's a very small town.
What happens in terms of just
Calabar tourism, everything.
Amazing stuff.
So
you can imagine if we host World Cup, you are hosting about 48 countries or 32 countries in your nation.
It's definitely going to bring.
They go chop our apple.
They tell you.
Okay, guys. Let's switch a little bit. We're still talking about FIFA issue this evening, and just before prayer, it's almost time for prayer. Let's talk about something coming out from FIFA. That says the president Infantino will not meddle on World Cup bid. Now FIFA says that Gianni Infantino will not meddle in 2026 World Cup bidding after Morocco questioned the president's impartiality. On Tuesday, like I said, Morocco bidded, but now I think FIFA says Infantino is not involved in the work of the task force. FIFA maintains that the bidding process is as fair, objective, and transparent as it can get. We call on all bidders and people involved to abide by those principles. I think for me, this is a good development because in the 2022 World Cup, bill for Qatar, there's been a lot of controversy. In fact, this is what major issues that knocked off Joseph Blatter away from office. Corruption, allegations, racketeering, people collecting money to vote for Qatar to host World Cup instead of having England to do that. And now Infantino coming in as the president is saying, during my tenure for 2026 World Cup bid is going to be fair, objective, and in principle. Do you think that is the way to go to revolutionize FIFA at this point in time when people believe that FIFA is really still corrupt?
Well, in my own view, or if you ask me, the best way I feel in order for it to like go round, countries, I feel that maybe they should have done it this year. This time it will be this continent, that time it will be another continent, so that the whole process can rotate and everybody will have a test of it. That's just my own view.
No, it's a good thought. It's a good thought.
That's my own view.
It's a good thought. And in FIFA as well, FIFA had to probe Russian racism against France. In an international gameplay last night, France won that game, I think 3-1. But unfortunately, there was a lot of racist abuse and chants against our French player. Remember, a lot of French players are black. And this is a concern ahead of Russia being the country to host the World Cup. What would they do to Nigerian team, to Senegal team, to black nations?
Is it safe?
Is it safe? These and many more questions just after this timeout. We are going for prayer. Let's go pray. And when we return, the show will return as well. And it will be time as well to pick your calls. Stay with us.
Your right, my right, our right. Everybody's right is protected. Human Rights Radio 101.1, redefining broadcasting.
Gabby did well. Niguez off the outside of the boot. Griezmann! Atletico Madrid have that goal now. So what do you know about this? Griezmann for Atletico. They lead 1-0 and Barcelona might be in trouble.
Okay, guys, welcome back from that prayer moment. I do hope you sincerely enjoy that time. Yes, it's almost time to leave the studio. Maybe you just joined us now. It's Human Rights Radio 101.1 from the nation's capital. My name is Prez Alonge. I've got my co-anchor in the studio as well. Happy Mary in the building. We've been talking FIFA all along. But now, let's, Happy Mary, just before that prayer time, we talked about the racism chant from Russian fans, you know, towards a French player. And you said that's a huge concern ahead of the World Cup because they are hosting the World Cup.
Yes, it's a very, very huge concern because what about the African countries or the black people that will be going to Russia? Is it going to be safe? Are we sure that people that go, maybe supporters club, people that go will come back the same? Hope they won't come back with injuries or maybe get shot or something or being maltreated, you know? It's a cause for concern, serious oneself.
Okay, let me just quote someone. The French sport minister, Laura Flessel, also called for action. He says, and I quote, racism has no place on the soccer field. Flessel wrote on Twitter alongside a picture of French team, we should act together at an European and international level in order to stop this intolerable behavior. Okay, that's coming from that particular minister, Laura Flessel, a French sports minister. Why more coming from FIFA? FIFA is saying, and I want to quote them quickly now, FIFA is collecting the different match reports and potential evidence in regards to the discriminatory incident reported in the media. FIFA said in a statement, until we have evaluated all information available, we cannot comment further. So we'll wait for FIFA to get this done. Now, guys, let's get your reaction about Super Eagles game last night. It ended Nigeria 0, Serbia 2, just in one word. Ahead of the DR Congo game, we're looking forward to already international break is over. Massive games went down. Unfortunately, also, Spain defeated Argentina by 6-1. Okay, yes, last night, and that will be the third time Argentina will be losing in that scoreline. I remember 2009, they were beaten as well by Bolivia by 6-1. Messi was absent last night, no hiding place for them. Isco scoring a hat-trick. Is this a good news or cheering news for Nigeria, really? We also lose, so wait till the cheering news. And Iceland also lost.
It's a good news for Nigeria, as in this was mercilessly beaten.
Yeah, they were beaten last night.
Anyhow.
And of course, Brazil defeated Germany by 0-0 thanks to Jesus' goal. France knocked off Russia. Portugal also losing to Netherlands. Okay, guys, let's get your reaction about Super Eagles game last night. 1 or 2 minutes. 081-89-991011. That's the line to call. 081-89-991011. You can also react to everything we've talked about. The racism concern from Russian fans last night. Let's talk about that. 081-89-991011. We are going straight to the phone line now to pick 1 or 2 calls. Let's get to that number again. Maybe you're driving and you want to park to pick that line. 081-89-99-1011. Hello, welcome.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, make it breezy. Good evening to you. Turn down the volume on your radio.
I have left that place already to another place.
Okay, let's have you.
The football of yesterday was not interesting.
Wow.
And I want to tell you that if we continue like this, we are nowhere to be found. Even when I was watching the ball, I saw the situation and it was very ugly. Therefore, the coach must do something that will even move us to go to boost our morale watching Nigeria playing. And what they did yesterday, though it was friendly, I'm not happy.
Okay. Thank you so much for your comments. We sincerely appreciate you. And a rescheduled game from the league, Nigerian Professional Football League. Today's result now, Enyimba 2, MFM 0, Plateau United 2, Yobe Desert 1. And tomorrow, we'll have a game. We'll give you that one by 6 tomorrow. Okay, guys, let's go back to the phone line now, 081-8999-1011. Just before we leave, hello, welcome. Hello, you're live on radio. Hello.
The traffic, it's
yes, of
something
course.
else.
I always need traffic wedding. Every time I do show, the calls are coming in so hugely. 081-8999-1011. Just one more call. Let's do this together by 6 tomorrow. Do join me, guys. But before I leave, let me take you to Miami Open, where there's been some development as well coming out from that tournament going down. Yeon Chun goes for the first ever ATP Master 1000 semi-final at the Miami Open today after beating John Isner. And now the men's quarterfinal lineup: Chun against Isner, Isner beating Deportre against Milos Raonic, Zverev against Korik, Carreno Busta against Kelvin Anderson, and it's going to be live tonight. Elina Svitolina against Jalena Ostapenko, who will reach the second Premier mandatory semi-final at Miami Open. We give you this tomorrow. And finally, ahead of the big one this weekend, Antonio Joshua against Joseph Parker. A lot of talk coming from AJ. He's so confident that he will win that bout. Happy Mary once again. AJ versus Joseph Parker. What are you looking forward to in 1 minute? Our time is up.
AJ
to win. Okay, guys, I will try to leave you with some amazing moments where AJ believes he's got what it takes to knock out one man from New Zealand. His name is Joseph Parker. The fight is at Principality Stadium in Cardiff this weekend, March 31st. That will be on Saturday. So we're going to come and talk more about that. Okay, we'll talk more about that fight. Thank you guys for being part of this show. My name is Praise Alunge. We sincerely appreciate your time with us. I hope the 30 minutes was good for you that really doesn't love sport. Okay, can you join me? Can I beg you to join me tomorrow by 6? It's too early, I know, but hey guys, let's do that together. By 6 tomorrow, we'll track more stories. It's up. Happy Mary, thank you once again doing this with you.
Thank you. It's always my pleasure to talk sports.
Happy Mary, don't get your PVC. You get PVC.
Please don't embarrass me online.
Go collect. Guys, if you are 18 and above, okay, please go get your PVC. It's your ID card, and also 2019 is here. Good night, sport friends.
Gabby did well. Niguez off the outside of the boot. Griezmann! Atletico Madrid have that goal now. So what do you know about this? Griezmann for Atletico. They lead 1-0.